Caitlyn Clark that's setting out games, or is it the Indiana Fever making Caitlyn Clark set out games?
Now, this game is one that they probably had circled with a smiley face by it.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
ESPN just revealed shocking information about Stephanie White after attempting to discredit Caitlyn Clark, and it is rocking the WNBA to its foundation. When White made a mistake on live television, it all began. The reality began to come apart at that same instant. What ought to have been a straightforward injury update turned into a suspicion that Caitlyn Clark might be purposefully being sidelined by the Fever. The backlash is now erupting.
Now, news broke moments ago that Caitlyn Clark will not be playing in tonight's game.
Caitlyn Clark is officially out due to what is being described as a right groin issue, and she is currently taking it easy. However, that daily label is beginning to resemble week to week, or perhaps wait until August if you're lucky. According to Holly Rowe of ESPN, Clark just saw a specialist. There was no further harm discovered. There is nothing new to report. Nevertheless, the return date is inexplicably extended to the 3rd week of August. Weeks will pass before that happens.
I don't think Caitlyn Clark should be kicking any down balls, quite frankly. She should be resting her frickin' leg.
As if it couldn't get any more strange, a video of Caitlyn Clark kicking a soccer ball while attempting to test out for the U.S. women's national team appears. Nor merely standing there, nor merely having fun. She is utilizing the leg that should be injured. Furthermore, this isn't just any old video. She is now being prevented from participating in games.
Caitlyn Clark, of course, out today for her 13th game this season.
The fans are furious. While some are utterly suspicious, others are devastated. One admirer said, "Why isn't she shooting threes or running the floor if she's healthy enough to swing her leg like that?" The question keeps coming up. Is there something more going on here, or is Caitlyn Clark genuinely hurt? Experts can help in this situation. And to be honest, they make a really good point. What if Caitlyn didn't choose this at all? What if she isn't playing because of the Indiana Fever? And this is where things begin to feel disorganized.
Last week, no additional injury was found in that exam and scan, but Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious with their approach to her return to play this time.
Take a look back at the season's beginning. After Caitlyn's previous injury recovery, the team threw her back into games without giving her any serious conditioning or practice time. That is verified. However, they're being extra cautious now, stating that she needs to get back into things after ramping up in practice and getting into rhythm with teammates. All of a sudden, you are concerned with recuperation schedules.
As you look at their schedule, the 3rd week in August provides a few more practice days where that seems like it's realistic, and while she does remain day-to-day,
this is made worse by the organization's communication style. Uncertain news releases using strange wording such as, "We're making sure she has the right rhythm, and we're protecting her better this time." I don't understand any of this. It all lacks confidence. Furthermore, it doesn't seem at all like Caitlyn Clark, one of the most well-known and competitive athletes in America, is making these decisions.
We've got what we've got to continue to grow and connect in those ways, and not, is she available, is she not available?
The elephant in the room comes next. What's happening in that changing room? The main character in all of this, Stephanie White, only fueled the flames with her news conference. She discussed outside noise and the necessity of keeping items within the locker room. Would she really need to say that, though, if everything ran well behind the scenes? Her remarks weren't appropriate.
Shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
When she gave a normal injury update, she didn't sound like a coach. Fans quickly realized that she sounded like someone attempting to clean up a larger issue without saying the wrong thing. It was best expressed by one YouTuber. It appears to be eerie. This is suspicious even in its timeliness. The matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury is already tense. Recall that Dana Bonner and Diana Taurasi are involved, and that Bonner left the Fever in really unpleasant circumstances. It's a personal game and drama. Clark isn't on the court for that right now. Clark's benching, according to others, is an attempt to keep her out of the spotlight and out of the crossfire. Others claim it's about avoiding further in-depth inquiries and making headlines. However, one thing is evident. No one still thinks this is a straightforward groin injury.
Nothing else going on, and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process.
This goes beyond simply managing injuries. This has to do with control narratives and potentially damage control from a group that is attempting to hide something far more significant than they are revealing. And it seems like the truth is getting farther away with each new footage, odd quotation, and game that goes by. The Fever Hope supporters will not simply stop inquiring, as opposed to Caitlyn Clark, not with the biggest star in the league's history, and not when the responses are illogical.
Right, but I think at the end of the day, we have to be where our feet are. We have to approach every day and every game.
Let's be honest. The most recent news conference for Stephanie White. Yes, nothing was made clearer by that. Actually, the exact opposite result was achieved. On the contrary, it increased suspicion. Halfway through the news conference, you could have wondered, wait, did she just admit there's drama without actually admitting it?
And every day you got to play with a sense of urgency, and sometimes you have to weather storms, and sometimes you have to navigate circumstance, right?
What Stephanie stated is as follows. We make an effort to keep things private. Now, until you hear her say it, that would seem like a fairly typical coach reaction. Wary and tight-lipped, almost as if they're attempting to plug a leak before it bursts.
And as most people know, you have to work your way through that, and she did. And she's been really impactful for us off the bench, and we wanted to bring her energy.
She continued by discussing mental stress, outside rumors, and how difficult it has been to cut through the chaos. Steven, what's that noise? Where is the noise coming from? Why are we suddenly acting like we're in crisis management mode when everything in that locker room is sunshine and smoothies?
You have to navigate circumstance, right? But I think at the end of the day, we have to be where our feet are. We have to approach every day and every game.
To be honest, there was a time when it seemed more like a press conference following a political scandal than a basketball update. It didn't sound like a coach confidently guiding a squad, and it was defensive and ambiguous. It sounded as though someone was attempting to avoid landmines.
The main thing.
Is she insinuating that there's drama in the locker room? Because this is what I know I'm not tripping here.
Additionally, the fans saw it right away. Commoners also didn't hold back. His response encapsulated the thoughts of many others. There is a problem, and that uneasy feeling is still there. It has just become louder, if anything.
I think first and foremost, just the way that she approaches the game.
However, the Phoenix Mercury arrived just when things were getting a little too complicated. And the ghost of drama went away with them. Bonner, Dana. Let's just say that Dana Bonner's departure from the Indiana Fever was not exactly a group hug and a farewell cake for those who are unaware of the circumstances. It was disorganized. The kind of departure that causes the franchisee to sustain bruising. She is now arriving in town with the Mercury as if it were the last boss level.
Things are looking spooky for Stephanie White. She'd be low-key sneak dissing.
They were right on the money. This game on the schedule wasn't just any game. This one was circled by the Fever. Most likely in red ink, with perhaps a small fire emoji next to it. It was a personal matter. This is an unresolved matter. What is the job of Stephanie White? She publicly praises Dana Bonner and the Mercury on record. She's settled in. She claimed to feel at ease using that system. Like what?
That seems like a better timetable for a possible Caitlyn Clark return, because they have said we will be even more cautious this time, and practice ramp up is going to be essential.
Fans are out there attempting to understand why their team is in such disarray, why Caitlyn Clark is missing games even though she appears to be in good health, and why Stephanie is suddenly showing more love for the opposition than protecting her own locker room.
What kind of a clown show league are we dealing with here? I mean, is this a WNBA problem or a Fever problem? You didn't give her any practice or ramp up time last time?
Now, individuals are posing the pertinent queries. For example, is Caitlyn Clark taking a backseat to avoid drawing attention to her inner turmoil? Sincerely, Caitlyn's appearance on the court versus Bonner would have garnered a great deal of attention. Tension, inquiries, and headlines. Perhaps someone wished to completely escape that conflagration. Additionally, it's possible that holding Clark out had more to do with it than just groin rehab.
You didn't give her any practice or ramp-up time last time? You did not do that.
That's not what you did. Just when you believe the situation has reached its most bizarre point, sports experts enter the fray and don't mince words. They said, "This is a clown show." And what do you know? They may have a good idea. The inconsistency is their main complaint. Caitlyn returned to the court immediately after suffering an injury earlier in the season due to a fever that prevented her from ramping up, practicing, or conditioning. She's good to go, it said. Cool. Include her. Without hesitation.
No hesitation.
Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious with their approach to her return to play this time. Last time when she came back after injury, she didn't get any practice time, any opportunity to ramp up her conditioning.
And now all of a sudden, they're saying that before she can even conduct a drill, she must get NASA-level training. These days, it all comes down to being extremely cautious and in sync with your teammates. Where had that prudence gone? Then there was the incident with the soccer ball. There's a reason that clip went viral. The same player who isn't ready to hoop, Caitlyn Clark, was seen kicking a soccer ball without limping or moving carefully. She swung that leg as if she were playing varsity in high school. Yes, fans did notice.
I see her coming back in about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Give it about 2 weeks, bro. I think she's probably going to come back.
If she can do that, she can hoop, one person even said. Someone else wrote, "So, we're just pretending this groin injury is that serious now." When the team's words behind a microphone didn't match what they were seeing on camera, the internet went crazy.
I don't think it's any secret that we're going to have to expand the footprint. And we're going to have to put a little bit more cadence in between games.
The inquiries really began to go out of control at that point. Are they fabricating a story to hide anything else? Or are they being truthful about her injury status? Whether it's relationship preservation, internal team politics, or simply bad management, the entire situation seems strange, as if fans are only given half of the story while the other half is kept behind the wall, as Stephanie said.
But what might be just as unbelievable is we've got Caitlyn Clark out right now.
To be honest, that is the main source of the annoyance. Basketball isn't the only topic here. This has to do with trust. Clarity is what fans desire. They desire regularity. Above all, they want to know why the league's top player isn't playing for reasons that nobody wants to publicly discuss. Yes, when you have mysterious injuries, odd compliments for former players, enigmatic press releases, and viral soccer kicks, people will begin to wonder what's actually happening, and the longer the fever stays away from the reality, the louder those questions will get.